This is part 7 of modeling the science lab, and I'm going to veer away from glassware and microscopes right now and start working on a little bit of electrical equipment. And I'm going to model this knife switch here. I'm not going to leave a direct link to this particular one. I don't think. You could just search knife switches and you'll find there's lots of different variations of them, and so I may not stick to this exact style, but we'll see. But I'm thinking of 3 of them, 3 batteries with the handle, and this would go either on this plank of wood or probably more directly bolted into the brick wall that I intend to put back here. Maybe I'll put wires out of it. There'll be some other lights here, or I might just leave it as a prop. So yeah, we're going to get to doing that right about now. So all right, so what do we got going on? There's our Bunsen burner. Let's just bring in a plane and move it forward so I can work on it here. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I think before I even get started, I'm going to create a new collection and call this knife switch so we can focus just on that. And I'll build it relatively large, maybe a little smaller than that. I'm going to scale it in the X. I'm going to start with about that size, okay? So I'm going to just focus on that thing there. All right, here we go. So what do we got to do? I'm going to make this little base here, and we'll put some holes in it later on for the bolts to the wall. Do I want it that long? I'll make it a little bit shorter. All right, so there it is. Let's just extrude it up like this, and in edge selection, select all the vertical edges here, and we'll give them a little bevel. Control B, pull, roll my mouse up. I'm going to go for, say, about 5, and we'll do that. I feel like making it a little bit thicker and deleting that back face. Not going to worry about smoothing right now. So there it is. All right, the next piece we need, let's select that. Let's set the origin of geometry and actually cursor to select it. And let's bring in another plane and make the handle. Okay, we'll scale this in the Y and in the X. Bring it over here. Let's go back and have a look. It's close to the width of this whole thing, and maybe about that thick. I don't know. Okay, so let's look from the side. Let's bring that up. I need enough room to attach some metal pieces and have a handle coming out of it, so we'll do something like that. Let's try just a bevel modifier on this, maybe 3, 0.01, just to get started on it. Okay, good. Select that face, Shift S, cursor selected, and look from the top. We're going to bring in a cylinder. Now I'm going to bring in a circle. And I'm going to make it 22. I'm going to rotate X 90. Okay. Now, so how does this go? It just comes out like a top hat kind of thing. So let's just do something. It doesn't really matter. You can do anything you want here, really. So I'm just going to come out a bit. And then I'm going to scale, and I think I'll bring it out. Let's scale again. We'll come in, come up like that, and then we'll come for a farther distance, scale it nicely out, maybe further than that. I'll try this. Come up once again, scale in maybe, and then maybe we'll start to close it off. We'll do that. Come in, maybe do this, come in once more, and I'll probably just put a face on it. let's have a look at that with a subdivision of 1 and decide where we might want some edge loops on this thing. Let's try here. Certainly on the handle here, or the stem, or whatever you call that. Might not want to do too much else to that, tell you the truth. I'm going to, the only thing is I do feel like it's a little bit short. So I think I'm just going to scale the whole thing in the Y, like that. Okay, so let's say we had that going on. Want to just make sure that everything is in the knife switch. I have a feeling those aren't, so we'll put them in there. Let's just drag them in. Cool. Okay. So, with that done, we then move to these pieces here. They look different, but I'm going to do them the same. Oops. So let's zoom in on this to get a sense of what's going on, so we can see it comes up, in, and up. And there's a slight curvature. I may or may not do that. And I'll do the same thing like I said for that one, so 2 of the same. And then I guess some kind of a rivet going between them, holding them. I guess when you push the knife blade down, it doesn't go further down in, it sort of stops at that point and makes contact. And they do come out a bit. I've seen some that come out further, so I think I may do that. I kind of like that design, so let's just bring in a plane. Go into edit mode, scale it down, and start looking over here. What I think I'll do is I'm going to get rid of those 2 vertices and just go with 2 here. Let's look from the front and bring it right near the bottom. Okay, so let's look from the front again. Let's try this. Let's come up a little ways. E and in, like this. Come up further to around there. Let's try going out now. And it would do that. This might be a little short, so let's do that. And then let's grab all these points where I want to curve and go Shift Control B, pull, and give it a little bit of curvature there, like that. Let's take this point and pull it back, and maybe bring the 3D cursor right there, and set the origin to the 3D cursor and mirror that. Put on clipping. I think this might have to come in further, which is a problem when you've already done the curve. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We'll see how this would go. What I would do is I would extrude it out like this, and then put solidify. But yeah, I need these closer together. I could try to bring it in and see, and that might be actually okay. So let's go ahead and try solidify, and make sure all my polys are in the right direction, and see if I can get close enough. So if I go ahead and apply, let's see, let me apply the mirror. If I go ahead and apply the solidify, how are we doing in the middle? Okay, I can leave that there. I'm thinking I'm putting a subdivision surface on this, but I don't know. Let's see how a bevel would work on it. Not too bad, actually. Let's see if I need to switch. No. I might leave them just like that. Let's see what it's like if I take this. Let's see how far away from the... It's quite close to the end. but there's another piece that comes out, so I might just go with that. Let's try Shift D, putting it another one there, and imagining that I had room for the battery. I might need to lengthen this a little bit. What we'll do is, let's see, do I still have a mirror on there? No. Okay, good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select those and bring that cursor right there. I'm going to bring in a plane just to get started on this part. Okay, how thick is that part? Comes almost down to there. I have to do some work on that end. And this end just comes, to around there. So that's right in the middle. Okay, and that's not quite the position I want it, but I can adjust all that. So, all right, maybe a little bit less thick. Okay, so what does it do? It comes down, it goes over there, and it curls back that way. Over, okay. So let's take this. Okay, let's look from the top. Let's bring it back to myself on the front. So it comes over, and it goes in, and then it comes back past there. So a bolt can be there. I can exaggerate that a bit too. Let's pull this out and see. Now, if I take all of these and bevel them, I could do that, and then I could try solidify again. I just want to be sure that I don't get that. So let's try going the other direction. Something like that. Maybe even a little thicker, just because it's going to be far away, so that you can see the thing. And I'll move it in the X a little bit, just to get a sense how it's going. Okay, now it actually is going to go up. Does it span the whole thing? It does in this one. That might be all right as it is, though. And I can always pull that up if I wanted to. Okay. So what if we went ahead and applied the solidify, and let's just see what it's like with that bevel on it. If it takes it, doesn't really take it very well. And so what I might do is I might try to bevel this myself. I wonder if I want to do this. Corners first. I'll give it a try and see how well it works. Did I get that? Maybe I did. You know what? I should focus just on that. Oh, just on that. All right, let's give that a bevel, but let's have a close look up near the top. Control B. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Let's bring that back. Now, is that long enough? Yeah, they are relatively short, aren't they? Yeah. Again, it's not very thick, so a little bit hard to see. Okay. Let's say we had that. And then we would then take these. I'm going to copy them just to see what it would look like. One there. And one around there. Okay. I could probably live with that. I want all of this stuff. There we go. All right, well, let's work on the next piece. Okay. Actually, well, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna bring in a cylinder. I'm gonna go for 18. And I'm gonna leave an end-on on it. Rotate X90. I want a sense of how big the battery's going to be, and I'm going to build it off the battery, part of the next piece. So I don't mind a nice big thick battery. I will lengthen this out probably. Okay, so let's say I did that. First of all, I think what I'll do is I think I'll put a bit of a bevel on this. Let's say 1, 2, 3, and do that. And then I'll come in here and I'm gonna bevel out to maybe there. And I think I'll take this piece and E and Alt S and I'm gonna pull it in. And then bevel these. Roll to 0. Just one is okay. Probably put a subdivision on that. I'm not gonna worry about the shading yet, so let's get back to shade flat. Well, actually, I'm gonna put an edge loop there. Might as well do this right now. I'll do more work on that later. So I would have that kind of there. And so I need to make these. I'll probably push the battery down actually. And let's get back to median point. So let's put it about there. Okay, so let's try this. Let's take one of these circles. Shift D, scale it a bit, P to break it out, turn off the subdivision surface, and focus just on that. And let's look from the end here, and I'm going to delete some points here. In fact, I'm going to delete that whole side, and I'm going to take this. And let's see what it does. It does the same kind of thing, I think, as this one, but in a small sense, or curves, goes down under. So I'm gonna just take this and go down. What if I just bring it under like that? But take these and round them a bit. Control Shift B. Not a lot of room there. Just ever so slightly. Although I'll probably put a subdivision. I probably didn't need that. In this one, I was thinking of I would go like this. And Control Shift B on that. Maybe that's good enough. Okay, let's bring everything back. And let's We'll bring it in a little bit, and we'll give it some length here. Let's flip any polys. Just have a look at this. Okay, so it doesn't quite hit the ground compared to the others. That's something I gotta work on. All right, let's go to wireframe. Where are we? Okay, so I can go in and grab this and pull it down to the same level. And this obviously is not on the surface. Well, it's not on any surface right now, so what am I talking about? How about that? And we try a solidify, and we see which way is going to work for us. Let's try going out. Is it too thick? Again, no, not really. Not from far away. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to get this more close to the surface. I think I just said there was no surface, but there is. Let's try this, but let's select those and desk cursor to selected and do a mirror. I'll put clipping on. I think from a distance that's going to be fine, so I think all I'm going to do is take these two, bring them in. I'm going to go ahead and apply the mirror and solidify. Make it a bit bigger, slide it down here. I might, no, I'm going to leave it like that because I'm about to put a subdivision on it. Let's bring it out. Just watch the pinching. See if I got any. I think I'm okay. I might, by hand, play with some of that and some of this here. So I'm going to focus on this thing and do a bit of touch-up work on this. Okay, did I do that right? Okay. Good. Yeah, so we are going to be lengthening this a little bit, I think. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Let's take this, though, and copy it. To there. And to there. Get a sense of how she's looking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take those two, Shift D, and move them right out to the end. P to break it out. And take off the, well, there's a bevel on it. I might use the bevel. What I am going to do, though, is get rid of that edge. Don't need that. I'm going to make this a little bit wider, scale in the X. And this piece is going to go here. It's going to come out, and it's going to go down, and then it's going to be a bolt. So let's do that. Let's look from the side. Let's E and G. Let's come down like this. and then we'll look at the sizes of these things in a bit. So what have I got on there? Just the bevel, eh? I want to lengthen that out. Okay, let's lower that and think about this whole thing. Let's look in wireframe. Grab all of this, and I got that. That's close enough. Okay, for that piece, I just want to see if we're close to touching the surface here. I'm going to select this face, Shift S, cursor selected. And real quick, I'm going to bring in a circle that's 6. Scale it down. E to extrude, bring it up. ES, just come in like that. I'm going to Control B, put a couple of that, shade smooth on that, but we'll probably put a bevel and just leave it at that. And I'm going to bring in another circle, and I'll go for 12. Scale it. Come up. Have to make a face. Control B, put 1 or 2. Take it and push it down. See if shade smooth is enough, especially from a distance. So I would have that. So I got that stuff there. I'm going to copy it over. Yeah, do I want to do something like that? Yeah, doesn't even matter how far it goes in. It does actually, because we need a bolt in there. I won't put any bolts under the battery. What we need to do is see this fully. Let's do that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't need to put a bolt under there. Let's just take it and copy it over. Shift D. So that'll connect those. Could almost put a bolt there, eh? That might look cool. What if I do that? What if I do a small version of this? I never see that anyhow. Just make sure that we rotate some of these. Just adding more details to it. Now I'm going to take this, Shift D, bring it up, and let's do the one that goes through here. Rotate X 90. Make it bigger, but it's going to be bigger on the other side, so that's going to come through there. Okay, let's bring it out. I'm going to bring that right through the other side, and then I'll adjust all the sizes. That's there. And I'll make it bigger. Like that. Push it through, say, to there. And we'll just have it stick through like that. That's what I was thinking of right there. Not even really looking at the diagram anymore. But let's put it around there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The middle one's underneath the handle, so that's fine. And we're also going to use that or something similar over here. So let's set the origin of geometry on that guy. Rotate Z 90. This is also going to come through here, but we'll make it smaller. Oh, not too small. And I believe it's got to be at the bottom. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. How does this work? Oh yeah, okay, well it's attached there. It's right in the middle. Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's right in the middle. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Let's scale Shift X for the moment. And let's scale in the X as well. Okay. Like that. Now, is that a decent size? I could make it bigger. Let's scale Shift X one more time. Let's take this again, but okay, how does this work? There is it at the bottom this time, right? And it's smaller. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's take it out now. Get rid of that. Let's just take it, Shift D, rotate Y 180. Bring it. Bring it in like that, and then do this, just reduce the size of this thing. Bring that one in like that. Now, are you ever going to see in there? See anything go? I don't think so. So I could go with that, couldn't I? Is it at the right position? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. You know, I think I might put a hole there and there and there and there. I think I will. Let's go for 26. Keep the end going. Maybe there. Or do I want them in the corners? I think maybe I'll put them in the corners. So that goes through. Okay, let's that's already there, right? Let's mirror that there. And let's mirror that up there. It'll be okay there. Yeah, it would be okay. All right, let's go ahead and apply that mirror with those selected, and then shift select that and edit bool tool difference. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Get rid of that. Take this, put on bevel. And if I shade smooth and then go to weighted normal and auto smooth. The only thing is I'd like to bevel these a bit more, but I'm not sure that it's going to work very well. And in fact, they don't need to be that deep. I'm going to put screws there. Very simple screws like this, probably. Let's get rid of that, though. Let's try it and see how it looks. I'm a little bit worried about up here. Even if there's a little bit of funny stuff going on. Now what I would do is I would come to the bevel and switch over to angle. And I think it's going to be fine. However, I don't need it that deep. Now that I think about it, I just need a little impression of a hole. So let's bring it way, way up, like to there. That's all I need. And then what I would do is I would come in and let's see how nice this circle is. I don't know how nice it's going to be. Let's break it out and go into edit mode. One. It's probably all right, but still, you know. I could just come down, get rid of that face, turn off that, select that face. Control B. Do that kind of a thing. I'll scale on this end a bit. I'm just thinking of doing this. Maybe a bit smaller. So you see a bit of that. I don't know how worth it that is even to do. It's not a nice screw or anything, but not too much. Well, that's what I'm going to do anyhow. So I'm going to take that and set the origin to geometry. Sorry, set the origin to 3D cursor is what I meant. And mirror it there and mirror it there. Make sure everybody's in there and make sure everybody is flipped. Oh, you guys. All right, that's it. I think that's it. Let's have a look with the cavity shader and shadow, and that, turn these off. Just wondering if that's too thick. I think it's all right. And that's what that is. All right, there's the knife switch. At any rate, there it is. And we'll see if that's where it's going to stay. But yeah, thank you very much for watching.